Last week we left off with us working on getting all the grill and the front end paint on the truck. I was able to finally actually get all this stuff set on there so you can actually see it. We made a few changes here. We went ahead and decided to change the arch on our spray. You can kind of see I sharpened up the angle a little bit, so it's just kind of more of a sharp detail more than a long graphic. We got both fenders prepped. I went ahead and sanded all this stuff down, got all the nasty off of it, and got it ready to repaint and prime. My wife came over and helped me for a little bit film, so that was kind of nice being able to have a helper actually show me what to do and video me chatterboxing. So I decided to voice over all this because me chatterboxing this whole time would be kind of boring. Getting all this stuff prepped and ready for paint, we just used a basic Duplicolor wax and grease remover. Get everything nice and cleaned up, and then go through with the clean side of the rag and do a consistent wipe top to bottom, clean side of the rag every time we change the wipe. So it just keeps things from rubbing back over with a dirty rag and helps keep the impurities out of your paint job. That way it doesn't look like trash by the time you're done. I had to come over to our passenger fender and get it scuffed up. I just wanted to touch up the front part of the fender. Again, we changed that arch a little bit, and then I had a small rust spot right there at the bottom edge of the fender you can see. So we went through and got that scuffed up, got it ready. I just used the red Scotch-Brite pads. It's like a 360 grit paper. Got everything cleaned up, got it ready. I only went about halfway back the fender, as you can see, just to touch up that little bit. The paint was in good shape. I just had a couple of spots where the sander nicked it whenever I was cleaning up for the black paint. And then we just wanted to fill the arch in and the small rust spot on the bottom. So we got it all prepped, and then we jumped over to the other side to start getting our first coat of primer on. Here we are, Wednesday night. I took Tuesday night off. I needed to get away from this truck for a little bit. We left off on Monday night. I made a cardinal sin with doing the Duplicolor spray can stuff. The color looks great. You're supposed to do like 12 inches. So I started at the bottom, worked my way up, did about 12 inches wide, come over 12 inches wide, 12 inches wide, 12 inches wide. Well, as I was doing this last pass, I kind of looked over and I saw like a dry spot in this area. And I thought, oh, I'm going to hit that real quick. It looks a little dry. And I went that way, right over top of the paint that was already curing, which, if you read the directions, it says, do not go over drying areas. Even to miss them lightly can cause cracking. Paint underneath is expanding and drying and stretching. Don't do it. I did it. So that's what I get to deal with. So that's gonna need blasted down with like 320. We'll see how deep it goes. I'm hoping that it's just that top layer or two of the color, and I don't have to go full crazy on that fender again. If anyone's counting, this is 10 days later on that same driver fender. The passenger fender, it did freaking awesome. I knocked it out of the park. I freaking blended this thing, and you can see my little line right here. And what we'll do is we'll go with some 1000 grit, and we'll kind of taper that in, and we'll 1000 grit the rest of that fender. We've got a little spot right here where I hit it with the sander whenever I was originally doing the black. We're gonna go over that and get this guy and this guy some fresh clear on them. And we're gonna re-clear that whole fender. Well, yeah, the whole fender, front to back, top to bottom. That whole fender is getting new clear coat put on it. Hopefully that will cover all that, and it should be able to blend that according to all the geniuses on YouTube. So what are we doing? Well, tonight it's 43 degrees outside, typical Ohio roller coaster weather. Pouring rain. It's too cold in the shop to paint. Like I said, I need a break away from this driver fender. So I took the tailgate to work today. I'm going to show you this here real quick. All right, so the PDR guy is going to be here shortly. So This is the tailgate for the truck. I've got these two pretty good dings right here. And then it's a really big one. I'm trying to get the right shadow. Right there above the handle. That one's pretty large. It doesn't look like it, but it is. So he wants it, he preferred it to be on the truck, but right now it's at the shop getting worked on. I just brought it to work with me, so I kind of strapped it into the side of the pickup bed here. I'm also gonna have him fix the ding there, and then there's a ding right there. So you've seen the befores, here's the afters. So I told him it doesn't have to be perfect, but the less amount of body filler, the better. So we got this little guy, we've got this little guy, which, like I said, it's still there, but it's not a whole golf ball, it's just a couple of little peas. Out here on the end, again, you can kind of see where he worked it with the tool, but that's expected. I told him I was going to be stripping this down and redoing it, and he definitely fixed these up really good. I mean, I'm pretty close on that, and you can see the tooling marks here, but when you get down around this corner, it's barely dented out anymore. Here's a better view of the one over the middle. So yeah, he really did an awesome job. For 50 bucks, it was well worth it. Pretty happy with that. We've got to get it prepped, do some body work on it, do some filler, get some glazing on it, and we're gonna start doing it, because basically what we're gonna do is match the silver, spray the back, and then do the black line all the way across the back. It is Thursday night. I think it's around 10 o'clock. So come out tonight, and it's like 70 degrees in here in Ohio. So once again, temperature's up, so we're gonna try and get some paint work done. We are getting our tailgate prepped. We've gone through and marked out all of our low spots. Got a few spots we're gonna have to hit with some, a little bit of filler, just real light. These two are the worst ones. There's still a little bit right here that our dent guy didn't get. And then I got these two little pops right here. So we'll get some filler on that. We had to go through where the emblems were and make sure we got all the adhesive and everything off of there so it's nice and smooth. Same thing down there on the end. You can kind of see where it used to say Chevrolet. So this is all sanded and prepped. I have wiped it all down, and it is ready to get Bondo and then sanded. This is our roll pan that we made. Some of the welds just weren't quite it. I didn't get a good penetration on them, so my buddy came over and kind of gave me some pointers on how to fix these up. So I wanted to strip everything down anyways, because I got to Bondo this. You can see there's kind of a divot right through here where we patched. So we're gonna get all this welded in proper, grind it again, and then get Bondo in it. This was where the old RV plug was. That's the old spare tire lowering jack. Got that patched in, and then this is this side. See how the welds, I didn't get penetration on them looking at them now that I kind of know what I'm looking at. So, and then what it was I was holding the gun about an inch away whenever I was welding. I'm just used to welding on trailers and cranking the heat up to the max and letting it rip. So a little bit of finesse required. You can see we got all of our exhaust tip holes all cut out, got them all prepped and sanded, nice and rounded down. They're both ready to go. So the other thing I need to work on is I need to flip this over, and I need to make a small bracket that sticks down that I can put 2 studs down through for the exhaust tips to bolt into place. So right now we're gonna get these welded up and get this repaired, and a couple other little thin spots here and here. And then we'll get the Bondo on this, and then I'll probably flip it over and work on the bracket for the exhaust tubes. Also, we're gonna get the glazing on the few spots on the tailgate that need it. So working along here. We got this all welded. I'm gonna go ahead and get the glazing on the tailgate real quick. That way it can be drying while I'm working on grinding all this out. Some sugar on me, in the name of love. Some sugar on me. Burning the midnight oil literally tonight. Well, no burning, no fires. Just a work stand, not a welding stand. See? We did all our welding over there. See the welders over there, workbench, work stand. I'm learning. All right, we got the bumper all re-welded, and I got all sanded down, scuffed up, and we hit it with the self-fetching primer. So I'm gonna let that cure overnight. I'm running out of go-go. So we did get filler on our tailgate. So we'll let that cure, see how it does by morning, and then we'll get it sanded, get a coat of primer on it, hopefully no low spots. The bumper, we'll scuff it up in the morning, get some Bondo on it, and then let it cure while we're working on the tailgate. So step by step. Oh, that's the other thing. So I need to make brackets for my exhaust tips, the way that they're gonna mount to the bumper. So I cut some of the scrap bumper. I cut some strips out for that. So I've got to weld that in the morning before I start Bondoing on that. So any of the heat distortion, I don't want to mess up the Bondo. So we'll get that done. I'm still ignoring the fender. It's still in timeout. It didn't magically cure itself overnight. So still messed up. I probably should have got the adhesive off of it though. I keep looking at this hood thinking I should paint it. No, you shouldn't. But this has kind of got me gun shy now, so we'll see. We're gonna call it a night, let this cure, come back in the morning, get the exhaust tips welded onto it, work on the tailgate, and maybe we'll start working on the fender. We'll see how it goes. So one day at a time. Running out of days though. We did get our hotel booked for the Cruise for a Cure with We Broke Garage and Corey Butcher. Pretty excited for that. So pretty much everything's set up for that. Just need this guy back up and going. So that's about it for tonight. I'm going to go home, get some sleep, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Good morning. So we're not in the shop. This was actually filmed a few days ago. Probably going to be like Tuesday before I get this video edited and done out to you guys. We got all the Bondo work done. We actually did get some priming and some color painting done. Been a lot of work, been a lot of learning. Appreciate you guys for literally struggling along and watching paint and Bondo dry with me. We're getting closer. I'm going to drop a video probably like Friday of where the truck is at. We got a lot of the color on. We got a lot of stuff finished up. It's going to be hopefully kind of a conclusion of everything. The weather in Ohio is just terrible. It's 70, it's 40, it's 70, it's 40. We can't get like consistent days together of warm weather to be able to do the paint. And like in the evenings, I don't get home until like 6, 7 o'clock at night, and it's pointless for me to try and start a fire in the garage and get it up to temp and all that stuff. So we're just gonna do it one piece at a time, slowly keep working on it. It's coming along really good. It's frustrating, but I have to remind myself, it's first body job, first paint job, and it's rattle can, and it's done, you know, in a shop. It's not done in a professional spray booth and all that jazz. So I'm happy with it. It's gonna look pretty good whenever I'm done. It'll be a solid 25, 35, 50-ish foot paint job. So I'll be happy with it. And it'll look good whenever I roll by you doing a burnout. So I appreciate you guys following along. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribing's free. Doesn't cost you anything. If you click the subscribe button, it doesn't cost you anything, but what it does is it sends you a notification every time that I post a new video or short or get online to do something to show you guys. So it eventually at some point will monetize me way down the road. So the more subscribers you have, you get a little bit of kickback. I'm not looking to make this a full-time gig, but if it can help support me and kind of go towards these projects and fund some of this stuff, maybe we can do a real paint job and not a rattle can paint job. We are almost ready. I want to keep shouting out Cruise for a Cure. Go to thefoat, FOAT.com. Type in Cruise for a Cure. It's $100 for you and a co-driver. You get a windshield banner. You both get shirts, tons of other stuff. This is the Cruise for a Cure. We're doing May 2nd and May 3rd. It is going to be a great event. We're going to have lots of fun. It's going to be mostly PG-13.
A lot of family-oriented stuff, just a fun time cruising. So I'm not sure. You'd have to ask Corey as far as kids are involved. I don't know that you have to list them as co-drivers, but if you want to get a shirt, you got to pay the $25 a piece. Plus, all the money's going to 2 local families that are battling through the breast cancer situations right now. So another, $25 a kid. It's worth it to go to a good cause. So check that out. Check out We Broke Garage, their Facebook page, their YouTube page. Find Corey Butcher. If you guys need any other information, I will put up the QR codes and the links right after I'm done talking here. We appreciate you guys for checking things out. I made up some merch designs. We got some temporary test pieces in. I'm not happy with them. I don't like them. The sizing's off compared to what they showed they would look like online. Go figure. Whenever you jump to a fat guy shirt, things look off size-wise. So we'll get some info out on that if we decide to roll with it. So here's all the information for Cruise for Your Cure. Thanks for watching along, and hope you guys have a good week.